basically it's just like silly things that like seem super incredibly obvious, but people still seem to get them so very wrong, or they seem to not understand it properly. So I guess I just want to show you this stuff so that you can understand it if you don't. So our first one is the navel piercing, which every single person ever loves to call, drumroll please, we all know what everyone calls it, belly piercing. Belly button piercing. Can I get a belly piercing, please? Sure, you can get a navel piercing. No, I want a belly button piercing. Like it's so specific for the belly button to be pierced, not the navel. Our mothers certainly called it a belly button so we could understand what that part of the body was. But now that we are older, just as we do not call penises wee-wees anymore, we do not call navels belly buttons. And here we have another one that is quite controversial actually, because people will say otherwise, that this isn't true. So we've got an ear here and pointing out all the different areas, doesn't cure anything, doesn't cure anything, doesn't cure anything, which is very true. We as piercers cannot tell you what your piercing is going to cure, and you also shouldn't be using a piercing to cure your migraines. If you want to, you should definitely try acupuncture. I'm a definite advocate for acupuncture. I think it's amazing, but we as piercers do not know acupuncture. Like, we have not been trained in acupuncture. It's a whole different thing. And yes, there are points in your ear that they will use for acupuncture to like cure certain ailments, but we don't know them. I did a video about daith piercings, like curing the migraine, quite some time ago. If you want to check that out, I'll put it in here. I personally suffer from migraines a lot, and I've never gotten the daith piercing, and one of the reasons is because I don't want to destroy that like point for acupuncture, if that even is the place for migraines. The best thing to do to cure these things would be to see someone who does acupuncture. When we're piercing it, we could potentially be destroying that point that could be used to alleviate by getting acupuncture, and I think it can be kind of risky. If you don't want acupuncture, then it doesn't matter, but don't come into us thinking we're gonna know how to cure it. You'll even find sometimes when you talk to piercers, and if you ask them like, what piercing is the piercing that cures this, we will literally say there isn't a piercing that does that, because we don't want to provide you with false information. Like, if we don't have the truth that this 100% fixes your migraines, then we're not going to tell you that. It can be quite frustrating when people are advertising it as that, or when piercers like 100% it's going to fix your migraines. We can't guarantee that for you. We just are piercing the body parts. We don't know anything about the healing nature. So it is a completely different field. How to stretch your ears in 7 weeks. This shows exactly what you need to see, is that you cannot stretch your ears that quickly. Your ears need the time to adjust to each size that you move up to. And by doing this, you're going to have a blowout. Even people who move quite slowly can still have blowouts. So if you're trying to do it this quickly, there's going to be problems. Just don't do it. Get the advice from your piercer as to what's the next size you should take. All of the information about stretching is like a whole nother topic, but don't do this. Do not listen to people who say you can just shove like the silicone, like the squishy ones in, and it will just open it up to the next size. So dangerous. Don't do it. Like, this is the thing that causes like the thinning of your earlobes so that you can't stretch too far. Like, people wonder why, oh, my earlobes are just so thin, or blowouts happen. Like, you're doing it wrong. Oh, this one. I know I've spoken about this before, but it grinds the damn gears. Piercing, noun. The act or practice of decorating your body with jewelry or other objects that are attached directly to your skin. Hole through part of the body where a piece of jewelry can be attached. This is jewelry. This is not a piercing. You don't even understand how often this comes up. Someone will come in to ask for a piercing, and you immediately like, okay, sure. Getting ready for the procedure, basically. Let's get you signed up, paid for, so that you can go and get a piercing. And you're ready to do that, and they're like, oh no, I want a piercing. And you're like, yeah, okay, so what piercing do you want? Let's go all the way and make it as irritating as possible. I want a belly piercing. Oh, okay, so you want a navel piercing. You want to get your navel pierced. No, I want a belly piercing. Okay, So a belly piercing is when you get your navel pierced. It is the active practice or it is the physical hole. Like, I have a piercing with jewelry inside the piercing. I got a piercing. It's a very simple lesson in the English language that if you have grown up speaking English, you should know the difference between like this act and a physical thing. And then you go, oh, okay, you would like a navel bar. Oh yeah, the piercing. Yeah, that's what I want. You don't want the piercing, but okay. You've got the piercing, you don't want another one. Keloid, 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 keloid. No. Just no. Again, this is another whole video that I have done previously actually, and I will put a link up here as well about this one, because a lot of people get very confused between a hypertrophic scar and a keloid, and it happens all the damn time. I've got a keloid. Look at my keloid. You haven't got a keloid, and it makes me frustrated because people who suffer from keloids, it is a whole nother experience for them. It is traumatic for them because keloids are something that won't go away and you have to get them surgically removed. It's also a part of like your genetics and the way your body reacts to scars. Generally, if you get keloids elsewhere on your body, you will get them from piercings as well. But some people only find out that they get keloids once they've had a piercing because they may not have had a scar or something like that before. And it is quite sad because it's quite a difficult experience to get rid of them. And like, I feel for these people a lot because they're painful and they can grow quite large and they can take over a part of your body basically. And it's not a keloid, what most people have. Most people just have a hypertrophic scar. And yeah, it just makes me irritated because you don't have a keloid and you are lucky to not have to go through what someone who gets a keloid does have to go through. So please stop calling it a keloid. It's like, you haven't even experienced what a keloid is like. It ain't a fun time, I'll tell you that. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it.